love in creating a peaceful world by Rosanna Das and her dad.
By now, Ashna had settled down well in the new school. Ruhi and some of the other girls had been very helpful and had warmly welcomed her in their group. Ashna was well focused in her studies and also participated in as many extracurricular activities as she could. Being a good writer, she especially enjoyed the writing assignments and was now looking forward to contributing to the inter-school essay competition coming up in a few weeks. The topic of the essay was given to the class today, and Ashna planned to start researching the subject right away. She lost no time in telling Nani about it as soon as she reached home that day.
Nani, guess what? I have to start working on an essay for the inter-school competition next month.
Ashna announced, dumping her backpack on a chair as she rushed in through the front door. Oh, and what is the topic of the essay? Asked Nani.
Can we create a peaceful world?
Ah, a subject after my own heart, Nani exclaimed.
The teacher said that our world is smouldering with war, anger and hatred, and that our generation could make a difference.
Ashna said a little breathlessly. Good. I'm glad the school is raising awareness in children's minds about this important subject. Children learn fast, and if they learn the value of peace and harmony early in life, it can certainly make a difference.
I want to start my essay with Mahatma Gandhi's quote, "Be the change that you want to see in the world." What do you think, Nani?
That's perfect, Nani replied. If each individual took personal responsibility to make their own life peaceful, then the world would automatically become a peaceful place.
Right!
Ashna endorsed. The sad thing is that not everyone in the world wants peace, Nani reflected aloud. Many people are greedy for the power that comes from wielding guns and terrorizing others. Even those who advocate peace often believe that it's for others to change, not them. Everyone points a finger at everyone else, never looking at themselves.
You're right, Nani. Even at school, when kids fight, they always say it's the other's fault.
Nani nodded. Which is why it's good to teach children early in life that the onus is on each one of them to develop the qualities of understanding, tolerance, and forgiveness. If we are to value peace and live in harmony with one another, and not to hate or mistrust others who are different to us in some way.
Understanding, tolerance, and forgiveness.
Ashna repeated thoughtfully. Yep, Nani nodded again. That's the recipe for harmony and peace, and the barometer for each person to measure their success in imbibing these qualities in their own heart and mind, their personal relationships, and their daily interactions in their own daily life. As Nani spoke, Ashna's thoughts went to her own relationships. She knew that for her essay to be meaningful, she must practice what she writes. She thought about her family members and close friends. No problem there, as she experienced genuine love and acceptance with each. Her thoughts came to rest on Angad, the boy in her neighbourhood who somehow pushed her buttons to the point of irritation. She was still learning to deal with him effectively without losing her cool. Then there was Ria, a girl in her class who constantly passed sarcastic comments that angered Ashna, and she then tended to retort. Finally, there was Bina, whom Ashna disliked and kept at a distance because she was rude and a bully.
Oh boy,
She thought.
my relationships are not all peaceful, are they? Nani, I must also learn to apply understanding, tolerance and forgiveness in some of my own relationships.
She then told Nani about Angad, Ria and Bina. Darling, the fact that you've recognised and acknowledged your own biases is a major first step in changing your perceptions. Now, if you can look beyond their surface behaviour and remember that underneath it all, they just want to be liked and accepted, then it will become easier for you to understand their motives and not judge them harshly. Ashna took Nani's advice seriously and determined to act on it. That evening, when Angad teased her as usual about something, she forced herself to laugh and steered the conversation away from herself, pleasantly asking him about the movie he'd seen last weekend. Soon, Angad got lost in rapturous narration and forgot all about teasing her. Similarly, when Ria commented on a bag that Nani had given Ashna, stating that it was too old-fashioned, Ashna bit her tongue, checked her usual retort, and forced a smile as she explained how valuable it was, being a gift from her loving grandmother. Ria then quickly changed her tune, showing genuine interest in the bag and confiding that her own grandmother had given her a stole that Ria loved and valued too. Later, looking back, Ashna was surprised by how easily this one incident had forged a bond between them that was slowly turning into a warm friendship. Ashna was determined to be kind to Bina as well. One day, when Bina was sitting by herself, Ashna walked up to her and offered her a piece of homemade cake. Bina glared suspiciously at first, but then, seeing Ashna's sincere and friendly smile, her expression softened. She accepted the cake and muttered, "Thanks," under her breath. Thereafter, Ashna made it a point to greet Bina cheerfully every day. The first time she did that, Bina responded with a snort, muttering "whatever" and feigning indifference. But then gradually her responses became friendlier. One day, Ashna chose Bina as her partner in the three-legged race, and Bina's eyes welled up. No one had shown that much kindness to her before. She said nothing, but Ashna could sense her gratitude in the shy smile Bina gave her. Thinking about it later, Ashna marvelled at how easily loving kindness and friendship could melt the hardest of hearts. Reflecting on the three incidents, Ashna felt satisfied that she could now validate the veracity of her essay. She wrote sincerely and honestly, weighing every word with caution. She wrote so well that it came as no surprise when it was adjudged the best essay in the 12 to 14-year-old age group in the inter-school competition. "Oh, Ashu, I'm so proud of you," Nani gushed when she saw the beautiful shining medal around Ashna's neck.
I couldn't have done it without your guidance, Nani.
Ashna choked up as she hugged her. "You earned it, darling, every bit of it." Nani patted Ashna on the back, kissing her forehead. If more children became aware and sensitive like Ashna, there was still hope for the world, Nani thought, wiping a tear from her eye. The experience of writing the essay and the events building up to it had affected Ashna very deeply. She started thinking about things she'd never cared to think before. Hatred, fear, prejudices and biases that people carried in their heart towards one another began to bother her. She wished there was some way to change all that. Nani noticed that Ashna was becoming quieter and more thoughtful. It was as if a spark had been ignited, which was changing the way Ashna had viewed the world so far. Nani felt good about Ashna's growing maturity and prayed that in this special period of her life, she may remain in the protection of divine grace.